Hello and welcome to Smashing Gaming. My name is Will, and today we have a deck based around my niece's favourite Pokemon, Leafeon. However, before I get into the deck profile, I'd like to say that if you like the content that I create, then please consider leaving a like or subscribing to the channel. Alternatively, please feel free to leave a comment, as all constructive comments are welcome and I'd like to improve. So, getting into the deck, we'll start off with Bidoof. Bidoof is a normal Pokemon with 70 HP, has a retreat cost of 2 and a weakness to fighting. It has 1 attack, rollout that does 30 damage. Now Bidoof is in here for its next evolution, which is Bibarel. However, you can use it to attack if need be. So next we have Bibarel. Bibarel is a normal Pokemon with 120 HP. It has a retreat cost of 2 and a weakness to fighting. It has 1 attack, Tail Smash, that for free Klara CRE does 100 damage, and you have to flip a coin, and if Tails, this attack does nothing. The hope is it will never have to use this attack, but you never know. It also has the ability Industrious Incisors that allows us to, once per turn, we can draw cards until we have 5 in our hand. Next, we have Crobat V. Crobat V is a dark Pokemon with 180 HP. It has 1 retreat cost and a weakness to fighting. It has 1 attack, Venomous Fang, that does 70 damage to our opponent's active Pokemon, and it is now poisoned. It also has the ability Dark Asset, so that when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto the bench, you can draw them until you have 6 cards in your hand. Now, like all of the cards in this deck, you can use Crobat to attack, and you'll see why later. However, it is not the main attacker in the deck. Next, we have Radiant Hawlucha. Radiant Hawlucha is a fighting Pokemon with 90 HP, 1 retreat cost and a weakness to Psychic. It has 1 attack, Spiral Kick, that does 50 damage for 1 fighting and 1 colorless energy. It also has the ability Big Match. As long as this Pokemon is on the bench, your Pokemon's attacks do 30 damage to your opponent's active VMAX Pokemon. It is mainly in here for its ability, however, we can use Spiral Kick in a pinch. Next, we have Leafeon V. Leafeon V is a grass Pokemon with 200 HP. It has 1 retreat cost and a weakness to fighting. It has 1 attack, Leaf Blade, that for 1 grass and 2 colorless energy does 90 damage, and you flip a coin, and if heads, this attack does 60 more. Leafeon also has the ability Greening Cells that allows you to, once per turn, search your deck for a grass energy card and attach it to one of your Pokemon and then shuffle your deck. This ability, if it used, ends your turn. Now this comes great if you are going first. You can accelerate an energy to one of your Pokemon, and basically it comes in handy quite a lot. Next, we have Leafeon VMAX. Leafeon VMAX is a grass Pokemon with 310 HP. It has a retreat cost of 2 and a weakness to fire. It has 2 attacks. For 1 grass and 1 colorless energy, Grass Knot does 60 damage times the amount of the retreat cost of our opponent's active Pokemon. And it also has the attack Max Leaf, that for 2 grass and 1 colorless energy does 170 damage, and you heal 30 damage from this Pokemon. And like the Leafeon deck before, this deck relies on Galar Mine, that I'll discuss later, to increase our opponent's retreat cost to allow us to attack for 2 energy. Next, we have Leafeon VSTAR. Leafeon VSTAR is grass Pokemon with 260 HP. It has 1 attack, Leaf Guard, that does 180 damage for 2 grass and 1 colorless energy, and this Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks on your opponent's active Pokemon next turn. It also has the ability Ivy Star, that during your turn you may switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon. So this is basically a boss's orders in the deck, which is really useful ability to have, and because I missed it, it also has a retreat cost of 2 and a weakness to fire. Next, we have Espeon V. Espeon V is a psychic Pokemon with 200 HP. It has 1 retreat cost and it has a weakness to Dark. It has 2 attacks, 1 Zen Shot. This attack does 60 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon V. Don't apply weakness and resistance for bench Pokemon. And it has the attack Super Psy Bolt, that does 120 damage for 1 Psychic and 2 colorless energy. Next, we have Leafeon VMAX. Leafeon VMAX is a psychic Pokemon with 310 HP. It has 2 retreat cost and a weakness to Dark. It has 1 attack, Mindstorm, that for 1 psychic and 2 colorless energy does 60 damage for each energy card attached to all of our opponent's active Pokemon. However, Leafeon also comes in Espeon also comes in handy because it has the ability Solar Revelation. That means that all effects of attacks from your opponent's Pokemon are negated as long as your Pokemon has energy attached to it. And this comes in handy for stopping things like Lost Origins, Giratina, and also Sableye, which are both popular cards used. Next, we have Lumineon V. Lumineon V is a water Pokemon with 170 HP. It has 1 attack for 1 water and 2 colorless energy. Aqua Return does 120 damage, and you get to shuffle this Pokemon and all cards attached to it back into your deck. However, Lumineon is played for its ability, Luminous Sign. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto the bench, you can search your deck for any support card and reveal it and put it in your hand. And again, Lumineon V can come in handy as a great attacker in this deck if we run against a Fire deck, however it is not the main reason for it being in the deck. And lastly, we have Manaphy. Manaphy is a water Pokemon with 70 HP, 1 retreat cost, and a weakness to fighting. It has 1 attack, Rain Splash, that does 20 damage. However, Manaphy is in the deck mainly for its ability Wave Veil, that allows us to prevent all damage done to our bench Pokemon by attacks from our opponent's Pokemon. And with that, let's get into the trainers. Okay, for the trainers in this deck, we are starting off with Escape Rope. Escape Rope allows us to switch our active Pokemon with one of our bench Pokemon, and your opponent has to do the same, however your opponent must go first. Next, we have Fan of Waves. Fan of Waves, when played, means that we get to place a special energy from one of our opponent's Pokemon onto the bottom of their deck. This is great for slowing down our opponent or getting rid of special energies, as there's a lot of special energies being played in the format at the moment. Next, we have Ordinary Rod. Ordinary Rod allows us to either shuffle 2 Pokemon from our discard pile into our deck, or shuffle 2 basic energy cards from our deck, or do both. This is great for a bit of recovery. Next, we have Pal Pad. Pal Pad allows us to shuffle 2 support cards from our discard pile into our deck. This is handy for getting things like Boss's Orders back and draw cards like Marnie and Research for when we need them. Next, we have Quick Ball. Quick Ball just allows us to search for our basics and is handy for getting set up or for grabbing a Crobat or a Lumineon V. Next, we have copies of Switch. Switch is very handy in this deck as we do have the potential to get ourselves stuck in the active, so Switch is great for getting out of the active when we need. Next, we have Tool Scrapper. Tool Scrapper allows us to discard 2 Pokemon tools attached to one of ours or your opponent's Pokemon. This is great for getting rid of things like Big Charm or Choice Belt, just to help make our opponent's attacks do less damage. Next, we have Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball allows us to discard 2 cards from our hand and then search the deck for any Pokemon, whether that be a basic or an evolution Pokemon. This is great for grabbing any Pokemon when we need them. Next, we have Galar Mine. Galar Mine is a stadium card that basically means that our opponents and our Pokemon's retreat costs are increased by 2 more damage, and this works well with Leafeon VMAX's first attack that does 60 damage for each cost in the opponent's active Pokemon. Next, we have Avery. Avery is just a very useful one-off in the deck. It basically allows us to draw 3 cards and our opponent must discard Pokemon until they have 3 left. This is great for decks that have a lot of abilities or bench Pokemon to get their strategy working. Next, we have 3 copies of Boss's Orders. As always, Boss's Orders is great for just gusting something into the active when we need to take those key knockouts. We also have 1 copy of Klara. Klara I'm liking more and more in decks. It basically allows us to grab 2 Pokemon or 2 energy from a discard pile and place them into our hand. So you have to do one or both. Next, we have Marnie. Marnie is a standard draw supporter these days. It basically means that both us and our opponent have to shuffle our hands into our deck. Our opponent draws 4 cards and we draw 5. Next, we have Professor's Research. Again, very standard draw support here. Basically discard our hand and draw 7 cards. Next, we have Raihan. Raihan allows us to attach a basic energy from our discard pile and search our deck for any card if one of our Pokemon were knocked out the previous turn. We also have 1 copy of Roxanne. Roxanne comes in handy for when your opponent is drawing well. You can basically, if they have 3 or fewer prize cards remaining, they shuffle all their cards into their deck and draw 2 cards, and you do the same but you draw 6. And that's it for the supporters. Next we have the energies. So the reason why this deck supports the other attackers is because we are playing Aura Energy. I always say that wrong. Basically, Aura Energy allows us to have any type of energy in the deck, but we must discard a card when we play this from our hand. So if we were to attach that to Crobat, that would be a Dark Energy, or if we were to attach it to Espeon, it would be a Psychic Energy. It basically allows all of our Pokemon to be used as an attacker. And with that, let's get into some games. Okay, here we go with the first game with Leafeon and Espeon VMAX. Looking at our opponent's deck box, I'm going to suggest that this is a Mewtwo deck, but I've been wrong before. It looks like we've got an Espeon to start with and a Bidoof. I would have rather started with a Leafeon. Hopefully we can get a Quick Ball or an Ultra Ball. Our opponent is Mulligan, so that's good for us. So let's see what they've got. Obviously it's a Psychic deck. I'm going to imagine this is probably going to be using Clefairy. Yes. If I was a betting man, I would bet Clefairy. Although it might be Solrock and Lunatone. Another great way to accelerate Psychic Energy onto our deck. Our opponent is having a good think at the moment. Go now. And yep, so we got ourselves our Espeon. Oh, using Gallade. Interesting. Well, we can't really do much here at the moment, so what we'll do is we'll attach here and we'll just end our turn. See what our opponent does. So they are probably going to confuse us, which is fine. We'll probably need to research this turn. Oh no, they're going to Marnie us, of course. Every time we come up with a game plan, our opponent Marnies us. Excuse me. We do get Bibarel for our next turn, and we've got a Lumineon V. I'd hate to discard the Lumineon V, but we can always get that back with Ordinary Rod. It looks like this is going to be Mewtwo with Gallade. Interesting. I like the idea of using Gardevoir as a draw engine, but I felt it just didn't, because you only get to look at the top 2 cards of your deck. You'd have to play it with Rotom Phone or something that allows you to look at your top card deck. So they've got their own Hawlucha. Okay, interesting. So they are going to confuse us. So we're going to use a Bibarel. You'll also play Galar Mine Hawlucha, and we'll use Industrious Insiders. See what we get. We've got ourselves Crobat. Wondering, I don't like the idea of losing Lumineon. Let's see if we can get a Marnie. Okay, so what we'll have to do is we'll have to probably really don't like the idea of giving up these cards, but we're going to have to. So we'll get ourselves a Leafeon for, oh well, it's Mewtwo, so we better get ourselves a Manaphy because they can do bench damage. Let's see if we get ourselves into, so we don't. We do get ourselves a Leafeon, so we can use its ability to attach energy, and just double check. So we do have 3 in the deck, so we'll attach one here. Hopefully we can get ourselves into either a Switch or a Espeon VMAX and Energy. I'm going to use Evolution Incense. I'm going to Klara. I'm going to use Mirage Step. I'm going to Marnie us. Okay, that's fine. It's fine by me. And get us into what we need. Okay, we've got the energy. Don't have the sadly don't have the Espeon, so we'll go here. Well, to try and guard our hands so we can go for the maximum draw 5 from Indigenous Incisors, try and get the Espeon VMAX. Boss and research, we'll have to dig further, it looks like. We'll have to play research. We've got the Ultra Ball, so that should be good for us to get into the Espeon VMAX, which it is. Here should be us now fully. Also, we'll use Mindstorm. 120. With Espeon and Manaphy, our bench should be relatively safe as long as we can get energy onto the Pokemon that we need to prevent too. So they're going to go attach the energy, so they're going to use Cycle, or they're going to try and go into their Mewtwo V Union. But I'm interested to see how they accelerate, if they're able to accelerate a Fort Energy to Mewtwo. Sorry, not V Union. So they're going to use Mewtwo VSTAR, use Psyperch. We have to discard Psychic Energy for this. So what we are planning, well, Mewtwo has 4 retreat cost at the moment, so we could go for Leafeon if we can get ourselves into a switch, which I'm sort of tempted to do. See if we can get ourselves a switch. Get ourselves a switch, we'll take the knockout on this. We don't, but we do get the Tool Scrapper. Will come in handy. Let's just have a wee in our deck. We do have the 2 switches in there, so we'll just fin a bit further now. We don't really need any more. We'll play the Tool Scrapper, and we'll use Industrious Incisors. Still don't get the switch. Slightly worrying. We will use Mindstorm for nothing, because of course there's no energy attached to any of our opponent's Pokemon. So I'll need to remember that for next time. Don't often use Espeon as an attacker, so I'll need to remember that for next time. Let's see if our opponent can evolve into Gardevoir and accelerate 2 energy to Mewtwo. I'm going to attach energy. And the Training Court, that's fine. So, do they have a way to accelerate that energy to Mewtwo? Ultra Ball. And we're going to use Gardevoir. Shining Arcana, that's it. That's allows them to look at the 2 top cards of the deck, and if one of them's an energy, they can hatch it. Actually, it would go well with Oranguru. Oranguru, however you pronounce it. We're going to Rod back energies to Kiara and Ralts. 2 Psychic Energies. Do they get the energy? And they do, okay. Get 2 energies. Fine, so they will take the knockout on Espeon. A complete misplay of my part, so we'll see if we can redeem ourselves. We have to go and dig for a Galar Mine. To Galar Mine, so we'll bring back an energy from the deck. And I'm wondering whether we should Avery or Roxanne. I'm going to go for the Roxanne. Lets us see more of the deck. Okay, so we managed to whiff the Galar Mine. That's very upsetting, so we'll just have to Leaf Blade the now. Max Leaf. see what our opponent has. We're going to attach the Psychic to Mewtwo. Use Shining Arcana. Allows him to get to draw 2 cards. Our opponent is thinking long and hard here. We can get a bit of healing thanks to Max Leaf, so we can reduce the damage down by 30. Are going to us for 300. Oh, we will is slightly worrying, as we will need to treat this turn. Does leave us with 40. I think actually the best move here is we'll attach to go for Avery. I've completely misplayed this, but I'll still put the video up. I'll still put the video. Okay, we'll max Leaf and get some healing on the go. There's 40 health. Raihan and an Ordinary Rod. Get ourselves back a Leafeon VMAX. Sadly, we haven't drawn into boss. Have we managed to go through all our bosses? So we've only got 1 boss in the discard pile. That's fine. We should have 2 left in the deck and 7 cards. Should be fine. I'm annoyed though we didn't get Galar Mine. How many Galar Mines do we have played? So we've got 2. So we have potential of 2 in our deck and 1 in the... did they get the... Oh, they've only got the 1 energy. Oh, that was close. They have bosses orders, that's fine. We have Switch in our hand. And just switch in here. I will Rod back as a Leon, and we'll get a Kitten. Also evolve into Max. So we do have 2 boss in the deck. Fine. I'm tempted to Marnie our opponent here, which I think I will do. Awesome, we do get the Galar Mine, that's good. So we'll also max Leaf again here. Take the knockout and do a bit of healing. Also, Galar Mine down, so some healing on the go. Max Leaf here coming in very, very handy for reducing the damage. And there's our Leafeon VSTAR. I wish I hadn't evolved the one on the bench. So we've managed to get 70 HP. Now if they do evolve into Gardevoir and get lucky with the energies here, they will take the knockout. So there's the Gardevoir. We're going to Ultra Ball for another one, I would imagine. Or perhaps a Crobat. Yeah, for Mewtwo, okay. Maybe they don't have the Gardevoir. So they are going to use Shining Arcana. I do love the artwork. Oh, they've got Bruno, okay. I do love the artwork on the Gardevoir. That Bill in the background working on his PC. So let's see. We do have boss for next turn. We can take the knockout in the Mewtwo, which is probably the plan. Okay, it looks like they didn't get energy from that, so we might get lucky here. We might get lucky here. And that's us. We were lucky there, even though we misplayed. So we'll just into the Mewtwo and take the knockout. And that's it. That's how the deck kind of functions. So we'll see if we can get one more game after this. Okay, here we go with game number 2 for Leafeon and Espeon. Hopefully I don't misplay this time. There's nothing worse than when you misplay. So we'll do tails. And we will go first. As long as we can get a Leafeon, we can accelerate an energy. And again, we start with the Espeon. I am tempted to... I think we're probably going to have to Crobat here. We're not drawing too well. That's always the way when you record these games. You don't draw very well. When I did my Flareon deck, I went on like a decent win streak, and it was as soon as I started recording the games properly, I ended up just losing all the time until I got another win streak on the go. That's just the way it is. It's just the luck of the draw. Okay, so this is Kyurem, so this is going to be interesting. So I think our best bet is Leafeon, so we're going to the boss's orders. So we do have Leafeon and we do have Crobat, so that's fine. So what here is I want to Crobat. We will use Galar Mine down, use Rope, and Crobat mount. That gets us a Tool Scrapper, and then we can just green cells for this turn. Hopefully our opponent will stay locked in the active. The great thing is that Kyurem is free, so their retreat cost is 5 at the moment. So we'll do a lot of damage if we can get into Leafeon VMAX. So Battle VIP. Actually, not going to go for Palkia. No, we're going to go for Ninja and Oranguru. It makes sense. We might have Palkia or another VIP. Thinking here, they may have an Escape Rope or a Switch. Okay, so they've got Irida, that's fine, so they're probably going to get a Bucket perhaps, and a Sob. Okay, they're going to go for another Kyurem, fine. So we're going to use Kyurem's attack, probably Rapid Freeze. We can attach up any water to their Pokemon any way they like. Ideally, I'd like to see if we could draw into a boss or a boss and a Leafeon VMAX would be good, but since we can't draw 2 cards, the opponent does another Battle VIP, so it looks like they've got a really good start here. Go for a Guru and another Kyurem. This might be a straight Kyurem deck with no Palkia. Get to use Radiant Green Ninja. So I'm not sure what Kyurem does. Although their Guru that they just used into trying to fix the top card of the deck to try and prevent me from Marnieing, so it's probably best I don't. Although Marnie wouldn't be a bad call. We'll see how much energy they can accelerate. 1, we accelerate to the active, okay. Interesting choice. We will get the knockout here. Attach to the Espeon. What we'll do is we'll Pal Pad back for boss. Just research and hope we get an Ultra Ball or a Leafeon. Do get the Ultra Ball. Okay, so we will resolve the VMAX. Keep the Bidoof. We'll get ourselves a Leafeon VMAX and we'll take the knockout on Kyurem. Also get rid of Bidoof, so that will take the knockout. So we'll do 300 damage, which is good for 2 energy. We get something good off these prizes. We've got Lumineon, that will do quite nicely. That'll allow us to grab boss if they try to build up a bench Kyurem. Let's see. Opponent maybe didn't expect us to have the knockout there. Thanks to Galar Mine we did. They have to be careful what they put into the active now because they might get themselves stuck. They still can accelerate water energy with Kyurem's ability, which allows them to attach look at the top card of the deck, and if it's a water energy, attach it. So they are going to go into Kyurem V. Imagine they'll attach and then evolve. And then probably play Melanie as well. So if they, let's see, there's a Melanie. Allow them to accelerate water energy. Next, they can attach an energy, so we're going to go Choice Belt. They can still attach an energy for the turn. That collapsed stadium reduces us down to only 5 on the bench. That's fine by us. Very Green Ninja. Use concealed cards. Our opponent is digging hard here, so hopefully they don't have. So they've got the Kyurem. So they need a water energy in hand plus 1 on the top of the deck. So very quick ball, although they have locked themselves, so they can't play Crobat. Their bench is full. Well, they've got Scoop Up Net, okay, so they can Scoop Up Net the Green Ninja. But how are they going to get space for... Okay, they're going to the Guru, they're going to use Crobat Dark Asset. So they need water energy, or 2 water energies here. I think they do take a knockout. Max Frost does 120 damage. Plus you discard any energies and you can do water. So they're going to put a water energy on top of the deck. Going to attach it using ability. They have the water energy in hand. Assuming they do, they're going to quick ball. Ready battle via Do they have the water energy in hand? Incense here. Self another Kyurem. So they're going to try Clay City World again. See if they've got it. They might do. Did they get lucky? No, they don't. So we got lucky that time. And they just scoop. Which is fair enough. They didn't get their ability, but that's the second game with Leafeon V. So thanks for watching if you're still at this point in the video, and remember to hit that like and subscribe button and continue to make these videos as I am enjoying doing them, and hopefully I'll get some more different content up. So with that, I wish you all a good day, good night, good evening wherever you are, and goodbye.